And it's really how independent media is capturing the attention of the new generation. And I just wanted to explore the younger audiences are turning away from corporate news and embracing independent voices, voices that seem to cut through the noise and really just get to the truth. You know what I mean? I really think Americans are starting to shift more from cable news to online news, more independent. And I think it's a reason why it's happening that way. It's because it seems like independent media, I don't know, it just seems like independent media tends to focus on issues that, hit closer to home. It seems to hit closer to home as it relates to housing, racial justice, climate action, topics that the mainstream often sidelines or waters down. And, it's not just edgy for the sake of being edgy. You know what I mean? It fills a gap. And people don't want a both sides narrative when one side is clearly being unjust. And so, I feel like we also have to look at the financial side of it. Big media relies on corporate advertisers, meaning coverage often has to play nice with the sponsors. So a lot of these media platforms that cover the news, they have to play nice to the sponsors that are funding the show. As for independent creators, they are funded by their audience, Patreon, small donations, so they can focus on the truth and not just bottom lines. It's not all about it being a attention grabber. You know what I mean? It's not always about it being sexy or ratings. Like, it's about providing the truth to people, whether it's exciting, whether it's boring, whether it's sad. It's the reason why it's called independent journalism, independent media. There's no catering to just one party affiliation. It's, this is what I see. This is what's going on. This is what's happening. Let me convey this to my audience, my listeners who who trust on me to provide the truth. And I feel like mainstream media has gotten so far away from that. And I just think that it shows. And you're starting to see that in the numbers. You're starting to see where the audience is starting to get away from cable and go on social media. And now I'm not saying that all social media is good social media. I'm not saying that all news is good news. And again, I'm not even saying that my podcast, where it is political news based, I'm not saying that I know everything. I don't pretend to know everything because I don't. That's why I I inform myself before I come on talking about things to do with our livelihoods, things to do with politics. We live it every day. And so I just want to make sure that I'm providing my audience, people who listen to me, the most accurate information that I can possibly produce. And again, I like to show receipts. I don't like to just, you know, I can come on here and talk all day, which I do that on some shows. I might not have a chart or a video or anything like that because I maybe just want to have a engaging one-on-one conversation with me and my audience. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's not a thing because it is on my show. I do that a lot. But I also like to give people references that they can look up themselves. That's why I always say anything that I'm researching or showing you guys, I provide links. I provide the data that I get it from. And that's usually how it goes.